So we're going to do lofting for today's lesson. Lofting is a very powerful tool. It will let you take a series of different 2D sketches of different outlines and basically blend them together. So it's going to look a bit weird at first. It won't make a lot of sense what I'm doing, but when you see the final outcome, you'll hopefully get it. So anyway, go ahead and make a new part as you would do in Inventor. So you've got your part screen loaded up, something like this. And before we do any sketching, we're going to make a series of work planes. So you're going to go to the plane option, tick the little arrow, and pick offset from plane. And then what we're going to do is over here to origin, find one of your work planes. Doesn't really matter which. I'm just going to adjust my view a little bit so I can see the work plane. I'm going to pick the XY plane, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out a work plane and type 30 millimeters. I'm going to do the same again, offset from plane, but this time I'm going to tick on that one and drag it out, 30, and again, drag it out. I might do this one 50, it doesn't really matter what, because I don't mind, you'll see why in a minute. So, you know, just basically make yourself 4 or 5 offset work planes that are all different distances from each other. Just clicking on the last one you did each time. Let's do that 60. Okay, so what we've got now, the way to think of this is like we've got 5 different desks or drawing spaces in 3D where we can sketch on. So I'm going to draw one sketch on here, another sketch on here, another one here, here, and here, and then I'm going to blend those shapes together with this tool called Loft. Okay, so now we're going to start our sketches. So I'm going to click Start Sketch, and I'm going to draw my first one here. And it's up to you what you draw, but I'm just going to draw a circle. Okay, and then I'm going to finish the sketch. And now I'm going to make another sketch, but this time I'm going to draw it on this sort of work plane. If your current circle is in the way, you can press F7. That toggles on and off, so if you'll see what I mean, it gets rid of anything in the foreground to help you draw. That's F7 if you need it. But I'm going to leave my circle there, and I'm now going to draw an ellipse on the same axis. Okay, click Finish. So new sketch on here, and F7 this time. I'm going to draw another ellipse, but I'm going to do this one this way. You can see what we've got. Another sketch on here. I'm going to get rid of those by pressing F7. This time I'm going to use the spline tool and just go a bit crazy and draw a sort of random free form shape, making sure it joins up. Finish sketch, and then I'm going to make another new sketch on here and press F7, and to round it off I'm just going to make a boring rectangle. Finish sketch. Okay, so you can see what we've got there. We've got 5 sketches, and you could have as many as you like. Now we use the Loft tool, so click Loft, and then all you do is you pick the sketches in the order that you want them to join together. So click the first one, the second one, you'll see that's blended those two, pick the third, pick the fourth, pick the fifth. Okay, now there's various tools again to play with here and conditions, but to be honest most of the time just leave it as it is, click OK. And then you'll see what we've done. We've basically blended those shapes together to create a very interesting kind of organic object, if you like. I mean, I don't know what this is. You could make it some kind of product design sculpture. You could maybe shell it out from this side. Oh god, it's a bit slow. I don't know, 2 millimeters. It may not like it. But you get the idea. You can kind of make yourself a I don't know what happened there. Maybe not that. But you could use this as a technique for constructing a vase or something like that. Now, where an engineer or designer would use this is to make something like the wing of an aircraft. So if you think about an aircraft wing, just images. If you imagine it's this aerofoil shape, but it's sort of thinner at one end and gets wider and wider and wider and wider, and it's a different shape all the way along. So actually this would be quite a good idea. You could design your wing as different cross sections, if you like, which would be your sketches, and then blend all of them together with a Loft tool. So anyway, that's the Loft tool. practice making something cool. I want you to make some kind of sculpture, basically, something that could be hollowed out and turned into a vase. So this is better than like revolve and coil, which will give you a uniform shape. This will let you make something truly freeform and organic. Alright, anyway, that concludes how to do lofting.